The demise of Princess Diana is not as simply as you think. It's nice having you on board. Not too long after the divorce of Princess Diana and Prince Charles, the princess had a terrifying car accident which led to her death. While it was just an accident and it is clear that this was the cause of her death, the true cause were the events that happened leading up to it, and of course we are talking about months and even years earlier. When Princess Diana got married into the royal family, the general consensus was that she wasn't really accepted. We do not know if this is just a conspiracy or not, but if she was truly accepted, then things would most likely have turned out differently. So what we know is, at the time of the union between the two in marriage, Charles was in love with Camilla, or at least was more attracted to her. Diana, on the other hand, is said to have liked Charles, otherwise she wouldn't have married him. Charles, on the other hand, was probably under pressure by his family to marry Diana. Aside from his family, the media also played a huge part in bringing the two together. So, in the end, they had no choice but to get married even if they didn't want to. Little did Diana know that this was the beginning of the end for her. Of course, this is something that happened many years later, but a bucket will eventually get full with water even if you use a teaspoon to fill it. It is widely known that Diana was unhappy in the marriage. There might have been good moments, but even the most toxic of marriages or relationships have flashes of good moments. While it is important we do not jump into absolute conclusions, I believe that in the early years of their marriage, things were quite okay, until Diana gave birth to William and Harry. There was even a time when, while she was pregnant with William, Diana threw herself down the stairs just to get attention from the king. The latter probably never imagined she could endanger his heir by doing such a thing. But this proved that Charles's attention was beginning to shift from his wife. So when Diana gave birth to William, this attention had completely shifted to focus on his heir, and Diana was left feeling miserable. Worse still, Harry was born later, which meant Charles now had an heir and a backup should anything happen. He no longer has anything to worry about. Diana's misery began here, but because she had her children, they were her source of joy, so it seemed everything was okay. It wasn't until they separated that her ultimate tragedy became clear. Majority of divorces always end up with the children going with the mothers, even if there would be joint custody. In this case, it was the reverse, with Harry and William staying with the royal family, because they were royals and could not go with their mother. Diana would therefore be forced to leave with nothing, and had therefore lost her source of joy, her children. She didn't see them as much as she would have wanted from that point onwards. Her life therefore became unrestrained, and living with the trauma of the divorce, separation from her children, and constant hounding by the paparazzi, she was almost always on the run. So as to avoid anything that will remind her of the past, she would end up having a tragic car accident which will take a life. You could say, the true cause of her death was her getting entangled with the royal family. But what can we say? After all, she produced two incredible children for the firm, who are the future of the monarchy. Here we have our video. Thanks for watching and see you soon.